Mishra's Genuine Draft.
Hello Magic players, and welcome to another edition of Mishra's Genuine Draft. Been a while since we've done one of these, but let's go ahead and knock it out with a premiere draft of Strixhaven, brand new on Arena. Alright, pack one. What's my pick one? Mystic's Mastery. Look at that artwork. I do like that. Pretty good card. I don't know if it's that good for limited format, but it is a good card. You know, why not? I'm going to go ahead and go for that Mystic's Mastery. Alright, pack 2, we got Infuriate, +1/+2 until end of turn for a target creature. Ecological Appreciation, green 2 and X, search your library and graveyard for up to 4 creature cards with different names, have value on X or less, reveal them. Opponent chooses 2. You do get to put a couple in the battlefield, that's kind of neat, I think, but I also think that this bit of removal could be good. Yeah, maybe I just grab that for my collection, who knows. I'm going to go ahead and go for... oh boy. Give them a choice. Or go for the Vitality Spear. Well, that's not uncommon. I might see more of those. Let's go for that. I do like being able to grab a few things from my deck like that. Flame of Firstborn could be fun. We have this Withermoon Pledged Mage. Some life gain. Also a 5/5/5 drop. Here we can sack a creature and pay 3. That's an 8 drop though. That's going to be kind of hard. Arrogant Poet. Yeah, Pest. Some life gain. Counters Indestructible. Well, red is a possibility here, so we're going to go with that. The artwork on some of these is something else, isn't it? +1/+1 and Hexproof, that could always be fun. Researcher, but right now I'm kind of going the red-green thing so far, but that, I mean, I'm not married to that. I don't have to go with that right now. But who knows? Exile target non-land permanent, that could be good. It's 5 for that though. I kind of like the Hexproof thing. I'm going to go with the Hexproof thing. Let's see here. Start from scratch. The lesson. When damage any target. Professor of Zoomancy. You know, I'm thinking I might end up going that route with the... ooh, that was a cool effect. But yeah, I think I might start going for this pest summoning type thing here. And moving on here, we got another one of these pest summonings. We have green, black. I really think I might just ditch red. Let's see. If your opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. I kind of like that. I think until end of turn, double target creature's power X times. That could be fun. Especially with, you know, finding a way to give it trample. Kind of tied between these two, to be fair, you know, completely honest with you here. I'm kind of creature light at this point though, so I'm thinking I might go with the Apprentice. I'm wondering if that was the smart play or not. Okay, moving. A Stone Rain. Gosh, gotta love that card. Gotta love Stone Rain. But let's see. Yeah, +1/+1 counter card here. Some other cards don't really fit into what we're drafting. I go for the Stone Rain just for the flavor points. And back over here we can get a 2/4 vanilla for 3. We can go with this 2/2 Menace. Then whenever I gain life I can put a +1/+1 counter on it, which will work pretty well with some of what I'm doing here. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. That's a lot of white cards. Who's ever drafting white, the one person, they're going to have a lot to choose from here. But we're not playing white, so we're going to go ahead and grab big play. Next bit, here we have that 5/4 for 2-drop. We have Arrogant Poet. I may pay 2 life to give it flying. We have the Professor's Warning, which provides for either indestructible or the +1/+1 counter. I kind of like the Groff though, because then it plays well into these pets. Like, oh, it gave me the Poet. I waited too long. Let's just charge on through here. And we're just going to go ahead and take whatever I can. Take that land. And a white card I won't be using. Okay, second time around. Urza's Rage. Man, love seeing some of these reprints here. That's really good, fun stuff. But it's not going to work in our deck. I can't just take them because they're pretty every time. That gets mana and kills a bunch of small things. That's a sack creature thing. That's charge. Base power toughness 4/4. We're gonna go with Culling Ritual here. And this time around, let's see, Devouring Tendrils. It's essentially a fighting card. Could be good. Mage Hunter. Whenever an opponent copies or casts, yeah, they lose a life. I kind of like that, so let's go ahead and grab that. Keep on going with the draft here. We got a 2/5 for 4 that works with making mana. That's never bad. We can always grab another one of these Professor of Zumancies, but let's go ahead and get this 2/5 who makes mana. And we got Weathering the Storm, which lets me gain life, and it has Storm, which would work really well with the whole casting multiple things, and it fits into my deck. Pack 2, pick 5. We got Village Rites, which is sacrificing creatures, letting me draw cards. That has good synergy with some of my deck, I think. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, we'll go with Village Rites. Kind of works. Got another Claim the Firstborn there. Otherwise, Campus Guy can help me with some mana. That lets me gain some life, which works with some things. This lets me return a Planeswalker card from my graveyard to the battlefield, or remove loyalty counters from target Planeswalker an opponent controls, which could be fun as well, but I think I'd rather have the 3/2 that lets me gain some life. And moving on, we got a very pretty shock there. We also have this Tangled Trap, which can deal 5 damage to our creature with flying or destroy an artifact. We also have this fun little guy where I basically something just come back from the dead and I gain 2 life. I think I'm going to go with that. Moving along with some good speed here, we got this 3/3 where I can sack creatures, put 1/1 counters on things. It's only done as a sorcery though, which is kind of a bummer, but it's also the only thing that would fit into my deck here, so. Pack 2, pick 9. We have the Charge Surgeon that gives trample, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this Tend the Pests, especially that it's an instant. Okay, pick 10. Real quick, we have another big play here. We have a very pretty opt, but I'm going to opt, I think, actually, for the Crushing Disappointment. Absolutely nothing here that fits any of my decks, so is there something here I don't want somebody to have? How about that Double Striker? Same problem this time. I'm just going to grab something I don't want somebody to have, and I think I want to keep the Flash Creature out of the pool. Again, same problem. Okay, whatever. And that's pretty. And that I actually could possibly use. Okay, final pack here. That's interesting. Cool art on that. Doesn't fit, nothing really fits. Oh, that's not too bad. That Leech Fanatic there. Archway, okay, yeah. I got that 5-5. I think I just go for that 5-5. Alright, going on, we got the Culling Ritual again. Divine Gambit. Jeez, I wish that was a good card. Inkcaster. This could be interesting. I'm not really playing the 1-1 counter thing. Ritual. Adventurous Impulse, which could be nice, especially if I get it early game. That thing get bigger. That makes those weird fractal things. Got another one of those 5-5s. I'm going to go with the Impulse, though. Okay, let's see what we have here. We got another one of those pet summonings. That's an interesting little guy. Got that Poet I don't want. Yeah, don't really. God, there's a lot of stuff here I don't want. But I guess, do I go for the 5-drop 3/3 or do I go for the pet summon? I think I just go for the pet summoning again. Let's see, we have the Order which can't play Agonized Remorse. That's kind of cool. I can exile cards from my opponent's graveyard or hand. We do have a 1/1 Menace here. I'm going to go ahead and go with the discard. I really should start picking up a few more creatures, though. Pick 6 here. We have target creatures +2/-2. Essentially immolation at instant speed. I don't really want to get... I don't really feel like that's something I'm going to want. 4, 5, 6 drop, even though it does have reach. At least this can kill something, so we'll pick that up. Got another Latch of Malice, another Adventurous Impulse. I don't know, maybe just grab the 2/3. I don't really have ways of putting +1/+1 counters on it, however. Could do this, though, which lets me exile a creature. I think that's what I do go for. Look at that artwork. That is some cool artwork. Alright, we have... Well, that does give 1/1 counters. And that's really the only playable thing I have in here, so let's just go ahead and grab it. And again, not anything really all too playable. I could spend 4 for this 2/1. At least it does fly, and it does bring something back on top of my deck that I could use later, so I guess we'll grab it. And here we got big play. We also have Inkling Summonings, which can make me some 2/1 creature tokens, so let's go ahead and grab that. And in here we got another one of those exile target creatures, or I can do a Leyline Invocation, which would make me a fractal token equal to the number of lands I control, but I think I'd rather do that. Exiling stuff is fun. Nothing here I really entirely need, so sure. And, well, they really want me exiling creatures, don't they? Second last pick. I guess I will get that 6-drop 4/5 after all. And finally, make your mark. Okay, so we skipped the deck building in the video because honestly it was just a lot of me staring at my screen going, what am I doing, what am I doing, what am I doing? So this will be the deck we are going to take into this draft, and we'll see how it goes. Hey, here we go, round 1, playing against Shattered Weasel. Shattered Weasel. Alright, we got 3 forests. I don't have any black. I could find a black maybe with this Adventurous Impulse, however. But I also don't have any creatures, so bye. Moving on here, I actually do have a creature this time. I still have my Impulse, I have my black. I kind of like this. We're going to keep these 6, and I'm going to go ahead and toss back a Swamp, and we're going to move on. Start with a forest, and I'm going to go ahead and do an Adventurous Impulse to start the game. And I whiff. Fail to find. Opponent plays a Silver Quill Campus, and we move on. I drop down a Swamp, which brings out my Witherbloom Apprentice. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, your opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And what does my opponent do about that? Plays Forest. It was really nice they allow pets into the school with the bear and the dog. Alright, I will also play a Forest, and then I suppose I'll just swing for 2. Opponent eliminate. Well, so much for that. That's really awesome artwork on that. I really like that artwork. Alright, go blank. I get to discard 2 cards. Well, isn't that fun? Well, I suppose... I guess I keep Culling Ritual? I guess. Alright. I can tend to the pests, but I don't have any creatures to sacrifice, so we're going to pass turn. Opponent plays another Forest. Brings out Master Symmetrist, 4/4 reach. That is really interesting. Well, I can do Agonize Remorse on my opponent. Let's see what they have. I'll choose a non-land card from it or their graveyard, and then I lose life at the end of this. Story target creature or planeswalker you don't control. We got a 2/3, we have a 4/2. They got stuff in here I don't like. Each player sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker. Yikes. Alright, we'll get rid of that. It's a powerful hand my opponent has. I take 4, as I should. And opponent, it's got a few options. Alright, I finally get my 4th land here, so I could do a Culling Ritual, but a lot of good that's going to do me, so maybe I shouldn't have held that card. Alright, passing turn, I'm going to take 8 to the face next turn. The opponent doing just that, 8 to the face, bringing me to 7. I'm pretty sure my opponent has this game in hand, but we'll just go ahead and play it out. Effect of the Fin. Yeah, more or less has it in hand. I'm going to go ahead and play this Servant, and I'm going to gain my 2 life, and then I'm going to have to pass the turn back over. At least I have something that can block and kill that Brackish Trudge. So that's what we'll do there. And there you go. Puts me at 3. Trudge can come back out, I believe, right? If you gain life, which they just did with the Cram Session, and they reveal the Pest Summoning, and they bring the Trudge back to their hand. Now here I am with absolutely nothing, so I'm just going to say good game and concede. Okay, hopefully this round goes a little bit better against Tiki Taki. Tiki Taki versus Torak. Okay, here we go. I do have a creature in hand. I do have that 10 to the Pests. Snakeskin Veil. I actually have some decent options here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand once it gives me the option to do so. A little sip of my cucumber mint sparkling water as I wait. There we go, keeping 7. And moving on, they play a Swamp. And I too will play a Swamp. Pass turn. And then Tiki Taki, Forest. Green-black, a lot of green-black seeming to be played so far. Maybe that's the way to go in Strixhaven. At least in our draft, it seems like that was the way to go. Alright, bringing that out, and I'm going to bring out the Witherbloom Apprentice and passing turn. Hopefully he lives for a little while, but we will find out. Opponent brings out an island. Is land. 3 colors on my opponent here. And what are they going to do with it? They're just going to sit there for a little bit. Pet my doggy. Jump! Tick-tock, ticky-tocky. Taking their sweet time, as one does. There we go. Passing turn over to me. Terrific. I'm going to go ahead and play a forest. And I'm going to also, I suppose, just attack for 2. Get that damage in, and we'll end turn. Opponent throws down a swamp, and then we have the Watervale Airlist with that new ward ability. So that's fun. We'll resolve that. That's a 3-1 there. I'm going to pass and go to my turn. I get a swamp, which I will play. And they got, yeah, they have a 3-1, which can kill my Witherbloom. No problem. And whether they do or they don't, I still think I can get some damage in and get some stuff out of this. So let's find out what they do with this. Do they block? They do not block. So we're just going to go to damage, bring them down to 16. I'm going to end my turn. Opponent plays another island. And they play, whenever you cast, so it's a 2-2 that can get bigger. So we'll go and resolve that. And we'll pass. And they attack for 3, which is fine. So we're going to 17 to their 16. And it's going to go ahead and be my turn here. Forest, I have big play, which is going to be nice, especially if they end up blocking with that Pledge Mage. So let's go ahead and just try to go right into that. Move to attack. Do they block with the Pledge Mage? They do not, so let's go ahead and do big play. So we'll trade a life here off the Magecraft, and that's going to become a 5/5 until end of turn, and we'll move to damage. Bring my opponent down to 10, and I'll go ahead and end the turn there. And my opponent does Golden Ratio. So first off, the Pledge Mage is going to become a 3/3, and he's going to draw a card for each different power among creatures. That would be 1 card. But they do have a 3/3 Pledge Mage, which is not something to scoff at. And they, let's see, pass to attackers. They're going to go ahead and attack for 6, which, do I think that's fine? Yeah, I think that's just fine. At least at this point it is. Pass the damage. Boom, boom. My turn. Got a swamp. I'll go ahead and play that swamp. I have this Rise of Extus I can do. I might think I might want to do it on that Pledge Mage too. And I think I do. We're just going to go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and get rid of that Pledge Mage. And we'll exile 1 instant or sorcery as well. So those both go away. Get a trigger on the Witherbloom to bring my opponent down to 9 and me up to 13. Opponent taking a moment. And they're exiling their own creature, make a 4/4. I see what they did there. And then I can go ahead and do one of those learn things, and I think I learned on the expanded anatomy. I'm going to throw that into my hand, but I'm not going to attack because now they have that 4/4 and I don't want to deal with that. But at least it can't get any bigger than that, at least not naturally, whereas the previous creature could continue to grow and become more and more of a headache. Opponent. Got 2 blue, a green, and 2 black available. I'm going to fight creatures. So there goes my apprentice. And now I'm going to take a few to the noggin there. So that's always fun. Alright, let's go ahead and drop a land down there. And we'll go ahead and bring my Pledge Mage out. So I got a 5/5. I can still protect it with the Snakeskin Veil, thankfully. And we'll end the turn there. Opponent at 9, I'm at 6. They put down, I believe, a second forest there. And we wait. I wonder if they're deciding whether or not to do something before or after combat. They're doing something now. Target creature gets -3, -1 until end of turn. Okay, so we're just going to Snakeskin Veil that to give it hexproof, and I'll gain a life. Now it's a 6/6. I still take the hit though from the spell, but at least my Pledge Mage is now a 6/6. And they go 6/4 on the flyer, and that will be a GG. Okay, trying again. You know, I really thought we had something last time, but I guess we didn't. Alright, going 0-2 into what could be our final game against the Forons Torn. Trying to make a fancy A with a number 4. I see what you're doing there. Alright, let's see. I have some small removal, some card draw. Nothing really until turn 4. And I'm pretty sure I will draw that 4th land by then. And I do like having this Mage Hunter in the hand. I do wish I had one other... honestly, I wish I drafted 1 or 2 more creatures than I did. But we'll keep it, and we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're just going to play that tap and move on. Opponent. Mountain. Very good. Alright. Throw down the forest. Move back to the opponent's turn. And our Forons Torn. Place a land as well. There's that 4th land that we were hoping to get. And there's a creature. Go ahead and gain my 2 life. And move on. And my opponent drops down an island. I really want to call that Is It, because I have not memorized all the different schools yet. Oh, they got accepted to Hogwarts. That's cute. Okay, so moving on, let's go ahead and start with an attack for 3. And then we'll throw down a Mage Hunter. And passing turn. Man, that thing is vicious looking. Opponent throws down their 4th land and island. We have a Fuming Effigy 4/3 that deals damage to each opponent when cards leave the graveyard. Thing looks a lot like Koth. Throw down a swamp. I'm doing fairly well on the lands. This culling ritual really is not useful. I should not have drafted those, especially the amount of those that I've drafted. But let's see here. I suppose we just attack. I kind of like having the Mage Hunter there. So we're just going to attack with a 3 right now. And do they block and trade? I don't think they do. Yeah, I didn't think they would. That would kill my guy. I'm not doing that. So there you go. So you can hit you for a little bit. And I can go green and 2 for things 2 or less. I don't have a... See, if I can afford that as a 3, I would do that. I think I'll save them on to do this at the end of your turn, my opponent's turn here. They drop down an island. They have their own Cogwork Archivist. Passing to attackers. And it's going to be my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and I draw 2 cards, and everyone loses 2 life. Which is fine, as I gained that 2 life earlier anyhow. Moving on to my turn. Go ahead and got a swamp there, and let's go ahead and get rid of that 4/5. Submit 0. So that's bye-bye, and then I believe I will go ahead and find myself the expanded anatomy so I can make something a little larger next turn. I'm going to go attack with a 3/2 again. See if they block this time, and they don't, so they're down to 9 to my 20. See if we can keep this momentum up. What does this do again? Draw a card. They are also doing the Crushing Disappointment. So you're going to take 1 off of the Mage Hunter and go down to 8. Draw 2 cards, and then he goes down to 6. I go down to 18. And they will keep, what, 3 lands open? It looks like so far. Nope, they concede. We got our first win. Alright, we're going to make a slight adjustment here. I really don't like having Culling Ritual Land. It has not been useful by any means. What can we put in there? Let's see. Doobie-doo, what do we have? I would like to put in a creature. I think I should put in a smaller creature. I really don't like the Arrogant Poet, however. So maybe I do go for the 4-drop here, or do I go for the 2/5? I think I go for the 2/5 just because it's got a bigger back end. And now we'll play, see if we can make it 2 in a row. And round 4 against Xarxis. Xarxis. It's like something you would say out of surprise. Huh, Xarxis. Let's see. I do not have any green. So let's just mulligan that. Okay, I got 1 of each there. I have not a ton I can play either. I really should have drafted better. I think I'm going to have to mull down to 5. And, okay, I have a 2-drop. Okay, this one I can keep. So we're going to keep these 5. I'm going to pop that one back down. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that one back down. And call it done. Throw down a swamp. Pass turn. Xarxis throws down an island of their own. Alright, cool, we got another forest. I'm going to bring out my Witherbloom Apprentice. And opponent moves on. And they have 2 islands. Now watch out for that counterspell. Oh, it's a floof! I tried so hard to get that happy little floof. Wasn't to be. Alright, throw down a swamp, and we're going to go ahead and attack for 2 here. Opponent takes it. I drop down this Servant. Servant. The opponent try to counter it or something? Nope. Alright, 3-2. Sounds like an elk. I gain 2 life, and we pass turn. And opponent drops down their other color and brings out that fun little Pledge Mage. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down a forest of my own. I'm going to throw a Lash of Malice on it right away. Get a trigger there, that dies, and now I attack for 5. Bring opponent down to 12 to my 23. Opponent's turn, they throw down a mountain, and they have one of those fuming effigies as well, and I just keep drawing lands. Go ahead and just attack with the 3-2. Bring them down to 9. And passing turn. Hopefully I stop drawing lands. Ooh, what is this? We have a 2-2. It's +1/+0 for each artifact you control. And it creates treasure tokens. That's fun. No blocks. Go ahead and bring me down to 19. And then here we go. Alright, at least it's not a creature. Or not a land, I mean. It's a creature. Yeah. And I guess we can go next. And opponent. Alright, we are going to go ahead and attack with the Servant again. And they're going to go ahead and block. I'm thinking actually I'm going to go ahead and tend the pests, sacrificing the Servant to get 3 of these little pest guys and get a trigger on my Witherbloom. So we trade a life there, and then I get 3 of these 1/1 black and green pest tokens that say when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. And there they are. And that'll end my turn. And opponent, what do you got for me? You have another one of those, what are those? Dwarf Shamans. You're making 2 treasure tokens apiece next time, which is going to be a lot. We're just going to go ahead and triple block on the effigy here. Kill it and I'll gain my 3 life. Most likely. couple tokens. It's on a 5/3. Still killed it though, which is nice. I gain 3 life, but my opponent gets this handy little 3/2 spirit, and I have a crushing disappointment. Okay, well next. Not going to attack, at least that's an instant. So I can still get something off my Witherbloom after I block one of their Storm Kiln artists or whatever. Spirits get +1/+0. Okay. Little elephant cleric dude. Alright, you're attacking. I'm going to pass the blockers. I'm going to go ahead and block one of those dudes. And then let's do a crushing disappointment now. So I can trade a little life here. So the trade token is just mana, right? Yeah, I was saying clue tokens. Oh, look, I could land and land. I'm getting a lot of land this game. Do I draw another land? No, I draw a Blood Researcher. But nice to have that a couple turns ago when I had those pests out. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers here. Opponent draws a card. You have a lot of damage coming in the next turn. Well, this turn, next combat. And teach by example. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new target for the copy. So we are going to get 2 of those 4/4s. No, 4 of those 4/4s. Wow, I'm in a world of hurt here. Block and kill that 5 power. Take my lumps down to 8. I get a Mage Hunter quite a bit too late. Play a forest and say GG and wait to take the damage. Yeah, we'll block, why not? Boom, 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 boom! And that's game. Well, there you go. Strixhaven draft here on Mishra's Genuine Draft on Magic Untapped, magic-untapped.com, Magic Untapped on YouTube. Hope you guys have fun with this set. Even though I didn't do that well, it was still pretty fun to play. I'm definitely rusty on drafting, however. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, if you do like this, to sign up for our Patreon and throw a buck in our tip jar.